So on the guillotine choke, check this out, right? Bad guy has a forward head. Good guy has good posture. This orientation is what makes guillotine chokes interesting, right? If his posture is not a forward lean, it's upright, guillotine choke becomes very difficult to accomplish. Did you catch it? Guillotine chokes are possible with body arrangements, perpendicular bodies. So how may this progress? Let me have you guys scooch this way a little bit. This may progress from somebody wanting to tackle. If Eric wants to tackle me, what's his posture look like? Head forward, body angle, and then he finds himself wrapped. So here's how we're gonna approach this. As he progresses forwards, my hands go out, find his shoulders. Then we're here, and I need to anchor in a way that his forward angle is met with my forward angle, and as he progresses forward to tackle, I'm just finding some neutral balance, even though we still may be moving. For one hand is gonna feed the head into the guillotine. I'm gonna guide his head down into the guillotine position. Anchor, find some balance and stability, and then once we have it, then begin the essence of the squeeze. Sound good? So that's the drill. One person's coming in to tackle, head forward, other side, hand on the shoulders. Feed the head underneath. Get your bearings, get your position, and then squeeze. Same situation, they come in, we block, and we feed, and we're in this position, we get our bearings, and we try. But for whatever reason, it's not right. So here's the next step. When I have my bearings, and it's not right, and I want to double down and make this more powerful, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull him to the ground. So here's how we go. Step close, 2 steps. Drop your seat really low. Now I'm gonna shoot my hips back, holding on to his head. So now if his head is poking through this space, and I sit my hips down, and then I go like this. Boom! There's his head, right? It's face on asphalt, which is fine with the bad guy, no problem. But this is my partner in class, and so for safety, as I shoot back, their hands are gonna go out, and they're gonna support the landing and make sure their face does not hit the mat. So from the starting position when we're here, and we shoot the head, and we find our bearings, and then I go, okay, I'm gonna pull guard. Step, step, sit. Eric's gonna shoot his hands out, I shoot my hips backwards, wrap him up in the guard. Now I still got this. Same ABCs, shoulder drops. I'm gonna arch back, but now my legs bite onto his back, nice and high, and as I squeeze the choke, I'm extending my legs down. So his body's going that way, his head's going that way, his neck is in between. His neck is what's getting the squeeze. Does that make sense? As you go down, you gotta keep their head tightly nestled in there. It's a good opportunity to let their head kind of slip its way out. You gotta hold on to the head snug so it doesn't escape. And then you gotta make sure it's set deep under the shoulder so you drop your shoulder and then secure. The fact that you have now yourself on the ground with their head and your legs utilized allows you to amp and ramp this one up. Any questions? So we talked about angle makes guillotines viable. Come a little closer for me. Would you stand up straight? So now if we're standing up straight and we're just scrapping, and I try to do the guillotine choke while he's standing, it doesn't work. Our bodies are parallel. As soon as he drops his head to tackle, all of a sudden, he shoots in, good angle. Our hips are not close. His head is forward, hips are not close. So once we're in this position and I drop and then I go to shoot back, and we're here, right? And then his head slips out and I lose it. Can I re-get it? Can I just reach up and re-guillotine? It's gonna be really hard. Our bodies are parallel. If his head comes down, I'm bringing his head down, I just killed the space I need to get my hands reconnected. Do you see? So now, if we're already grappling in tight quarters and his head is close, it's really hard for me to get a guillotine choke because of the angle. So if I want to guillotine choke somebody during like sports jiu-jitsu, what do I need to do? I need to separate our hips, shoot my hips back, create the angle, wrap the neck now, then reapply, and I'm back in business. I have to create the angle to do the guillotine choke. This is why when you're grappling, it's hard to do guillotine chokes once you're already on the ground and parallel. It's not an option. It's only an option if you can create the angle again. Does that make sense? All right. So here's what we're gonna do. Would you come back in the guard? So we have the guillotine choke, we pull guard, and we start the squeeze, right? And then he gives me the tap. So I go like this, and he gives me the tap. So now I let his head go to model that I lost it. So now we practice making it work, and now instantly we practice, what if it doesn't work? What if he gets out? And now, remember what had to happen. He tried to tackle me, it didn't work. He got his head trapped, his neck squeezed. He got pile drive to the floor. I lost the choke, he just muscled out. Now he's gonna try to pound me. He's gonna make me pay for what I just did, right? Punches are gonna fly. When punches fly, stage one. Create the center line, cover, pull with the legs as he punches, sit up, wrap the arm with an overhook. Control the head. Head and arm control. Lift your head tight so your head's not on the ground and it's up tight. So now when he wants to punch, this arm under mine is killed. He cannot hit me with that one. The other hand cannot hit me in the head because my head is up tight, right? So my head is perfectly safe in this position. But what if I do this with my head? His free hand can now separate, create a wedge, go ahead and put it in between our faces, and he can start pulling away and I can't follow him. That's a problem. But if I'm here, he cannot do that. My head's too close. So we're on stage one, punch block series. We've successfully got the fight here, right? But then he escapes my guillotine choke and starts punching, and we're here, right? So once we're in this position, head is safe, you agree? But my body has a one risk. It's this free, lively arm can start going to the ribs right here, yeah? So when that happens, he can give me little love taps like this, little 1-inch punches. And really, I'm not worried about 1-inch little punches. Those aren't gonna really damage me too much. It's when he really creates some space and he really throws one in there. I'm like, okay, that's not real pleasant. So when he creates the space, I fill the space. And I fill the space by opening my guard and then dropping my shin and knee in the way and then connecting my elbow, and I got my hand primed and ready to hook. Would you do it again? He pulls his punch back and I'm like, okay, I don't like those. So now I've blocked his ability to go forwards and strike me with this limb, right? He's got to go through the bone structure. But I gave up his head to get his arm, which means that his head can wrench back and he's going to get this arm free. Here it comes. Same thing. So now look, I'm using a hook on the back side of his arm by his elbow to control. I'm not grabbing his wrists here. Wrists can be slippery. I don't want to slip and go, oh no. I want to be here and control his ability to go forwards, and the hooks are going to control some of his ability to go backwards. So this is stage two. Like a magnet, I always want to go back to stage one. So if he's pushing forwards and I feel it, I just drop him right back to number one. This is my safest home base right here. The only reason I'm going to two is because of that threat. But as soon as that threat is dealt with, I want to go back to one. Sound good? Same situation, let's build the second phase or stage of the punch block series in addition to what we've been doing. Yep. Yes. This monkey grip gives me a wrist bend and a hook. This C grip is not as powerful for hanging on to that position. So monkey grip is the way to go.